we had this trend where we thought digital will solve everything in HR, and I think that the new trend I'm seeing is that proximity, so close, unique experience of individuals, is what is going to make the big change, and what the business is asking us to do.
Addie van Rooij, thank you for joining me today. Obviously, you'll be attending the HR Congress today. I just wanted to ask you to start off with this broad transformation that HR has been undergoing. As someone with a lot of experience, you'd probably be able to talk about this point more than me, but there is this movement towards a frictionless HR experience, which then bleeds into employee experience and customer experience, and obviously tying in with the business case. In your experience, what have you seen that's changing the most about HR's role with the business?
Yeah, so it's interesting. We had this trend where we thought digital will solve everything in HR, and I think the new trend I'm seeing is that proximity, so close, unique experience of individuals, is what is going to make the big change, and what the business is asking us to do. They're asking us to help them with discovering the skill sets that they need to enable their future strategies. And typically they're in AI, and you don't do that just by just all the system work or the software work that you have as HR. You have to be very close to the employees, and you have to give those employees a unique experience. You have to have unique interaction with employees to understand what their current skills are, how their skills are going to look for the future, and how you're going to help them to get to those skills for the future. How you're going to motivate, engage them to also keep on putting the energy into their careers, into their development, into the skills that we need. So I think I think the trend in HR is moving a little bit away from just the systemic way of doing things to the more proximity but centralize that capability, so it doesn't cost us too much, because we need to manage the budgets.
So obviously Hewlett-Packard Enterprise is a very large organization globally. Of course, this sort of paradox of proximity and yet being such a large organization, perhaps you could speak to this a little bit more. How do you navigate that seeming paradox of being such a large organization and obviously distributed around the world, yet still providing those high touch, high engagement, personal experiences for employees?
Yeah, you really need to differentiate what kind of activity you do where, right? And so we try to maximize the amount of stuff, actions, or transactions we do into the centers, into centralized capability or through our systems. And then we are, as a result of that, we do less and less in the field of that type of work. Right. In fact, our aim is to do zero of that type of work in the field. So that allows those more costly, more value-add HR professionals to focus their work on that kind of human interest, that strategic skill building that they are focused to do. But meanwhile, we start to also take away from the field more that value-add into the centers, because there's a lot we can learn from that, because you have sometimes multiple of those cases around the world, and that you can actually learn from and say, because this is happening more often there, now we need to do an interaction or an intervention in that country or in that business to support the growth of that business. So I think there is, the question is, what do you do where? How do you learn most? And then where you can take that interaction depends on the location of where you put your service and support.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me. It was a pleasure to speak with you, pleasure to meet you.
Same here.
Hopefully looking forward to the event going forward, and hopefully enjoy the rest of the day.
Same to you, thank you.